right now. Eyewitness Sports.
Good evening, I'm Brennan Miller with Eyewitness Sports. We move closer and closer to the spring sports season at both the high school and collegiate level, and with that, it's time to preview which teams come into their 2024 season with the best chance to win a championship. USA Lacrosse Magazine is one of the two primary ranking services in the U.S. for the sport, releasing both high school and college top 20s on a weekly basis. And yesterday, they started things out with the Division I men's and women's preseason polls, which saw a good number of New York schools ranked and ready to compete this season. Starting on the women's side with the highest ranked local team in Syracuse, the Orange start at number 5 in the country after an 18-3 season in 2023, where they held the number 1 spot in the country for quite a while in the middle of the year. Of course, the preseason favorite is the team that finished with the national title, Northwestern. The Orange will have a big chance to possibly flip those rankings right off the bat, playing the Wildcats to open the season on February 10th, that game on the road. The other two New York squads, Stony Brook at number 10 and Army at 13. Not the last time you'll see the Black Knights today, by the way. Both of them 15-4 last year, and as far as the head-to-heads go, this year it's Syracuse against Army in the Orange's home opener on February 14th. QC's the Seawolves also at home on March 5th, and Army and Stony Brook don't play in the regular season. On the men's side of things, two of the same teams involved in Syracuse and Army flip Stony Brook and Cornell in the New York teams. And then up at the top, it's again the defending national champions, this time the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. The New York schools right in a row in the men's poll, the Big Reds starting things at number 7, the Black Knights right behind them at 8, and the Orange finishing the run at number 9 in a streak of very color-centric mascots there. Army will see Syracuse on the road on February 28th, but avoids a game with Cornell. Meanwhile, the Orange and Big Red will play at Sholkoff Field in Ithaca in a late-season game on April 2nd. This is actually the next game after Syracuse travels to South Bend and trying to upset Notre Dame on March 30th. So those seasons less than a month away. Going on tonight, though, a big test for Utica City FC. They traveled to play the Milwaukee Wave in an Eastern Division matchup in the Major Arena Soccer League. UCFC was undefeated, 6-0, but only having played 2 teams so far this year. So this was the first time that they really had to venture out and play an opponent not in the bottom 3 of the division. Frank Tayu entered the game just 1 point away from 500 in the regular season over his career. So there was a good chance that he would get there tonight, and he did. He scored the first goal of the entire game to get to that 500 mark, the first player in league history to do so. That was especially because the Blues have just been scoring a ton this year. The team leading the league not just in goals scored per game at just under 10, but really pacing in the entire department as a whole. 58 scored in 6 games, a number which also leads the league. The difference, though, the other two teams over 50 goals scored have played 7 games compared to Utica's 6. On the other end, Milwaukee plays kind of a slower game, only 36 goals scored, but also only 31 allowed, which was tied for 4th best in the league. But it's Milwaukee getting the win there, 9-7 the final score, tied going into halftime. UCFC gives up 2 quick goals in that third quarter. They're not able to come back, and the game finishes with Utica picking up loss number 1 on the season. So now 6-1 on the year. But Shelby, what you were referencing earlier, maybe your favorite sports news, that was a reveal by UCFC earlier today around 5 o'clock, where they decided they were going to become the Utica Riggies for a game. Yeah, that's the logo right there. There'll be the Utica Riggies for a game on January 21st. It's only going to be the one game, and I've already heard that the apparel and the merchandise that is going to be associated with that logo right there is going to go quick. Yeah. So as soon as that opens up, you have to be sure to jump on that.
All right, I will be jumping on the website.
Yeah, so will I. Absolutely.
Thanks, Brennan. Yep. Still to come on Eyewitness News at 11. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will head to the Middle East this evening to work on preventing the war in Gaza from spreading into a wider conflict. That story after the break.